We're going to talk about area of compound shapes. Compound shapes are when we take one or more, well, more than one shape, and we put them together to form a totally new shape. When we're looking at compound shapes, there's two different types of problems you'll encounter. The first one is where we identify the shapes, find the areas, and then add the areas together. In this example here, we have two different shapes. We have a triangle and a rectangle. We have to add them together to find the area of our new compound shape. The second type of problem you'll face is when you have one shape taken away or cut out of another one. In this example, we have a square and we have a semicircle. The semicircle is cut away from the square. So we have to find the area of both of those shapes and subtract them. So like I said in the first example, we're adding two shapes together. We have a square and a rectangle. So we have to work together to figure out what the area of both shapes are. The first thing you have to do is measure the shapes. Figure out how many units for the length and width, or the base and height. For our triangle, it has a base and a height, each of 3 units. For our rectangle, it has a length of 8 and a width of 3. Finding the area of these shapes, we take base times height and divide it by 2 for our triangle, leaves us with 4.5 units squared. And then we take length times width for our rectangle, and that leaves us with 24 units squared. We add the two measurements together, and that gives this compound shape an area of 28.5 units squared. In our second example, we're taking away this area of our semicircle from a square. So the first thing we have to do is find the area of the square. The length is 6, the width is 6, so our area of our square is 36 square feet. Then we have to find the area of the semicircle. Our semicircle has a diameter of 6 and a radius of 3. So using our equation, pi r squared equals area, we get a diameter of our circle divided by 2, and our semicircle area is 14 and 1300 square feet. The area of our circle ended up being 28 and 26 hundredths feet squared. So now we're going to subtract these two amounts. When we subtract these two amounts, we will be left with the area of the green space that you see on the screen. And that area of our shape is 21 and 87 hundredths square feet. So those are the two ways, or the two different situations you will encounter when finding area of compound shapes. These two examples have been very basic in terms of only having two shapes that we're adding or subtracting. You may encounter compound shapes that have multiple shapes together, but you will follow the same process as we just did here.